competition. Our next guest says that over 70% of Americans are unhappy with their careers, and more of the workforce are seeking meaning from their jobs. With us is Bruce Feiler. He's the author of The Search, Finding Meaningful Work in a Post-Career World, which is out this week. So I've got a whole bunch of questions about this because I think we all are trying to figure out how to get meaningful work, but I also want to understand what you mean by the post-career world.
So my work is about helping people navigate life transitions, as you know, and I've collected now hundreds of life stories of Americans from all walks of life in all 50 states. And as you say, nothing involves more transitions right now than work. 100 million Americans will sit down with someone they love tonight, tomorrow, next week and say, I'm not happy with what I'm doing and I want to find work that makes me happy. And I think a lot of it has to do with this change in the idea of a career. The career was invented 100 years ago, and only for men at the time, and only once. The idea was you'd pick an occupation at 21 and then do it for 50 years.
So we're doing it wrong here, is what you're saying. This guy's been doing this for a while. I've been doing the same thing for a while, too.
I did other things before that. I was a stockbroker for 10 years.
But the way we talked about it was all about a linear path, right? The resume, a series of climbs, right? The ladder, a series of climbs. But now, and so we stigmatized making change. But this new generation of workers, younger, more female, more diverse, are normalizing this idea of making changes. I mean, my data show that we go through what I call work quake every 2.5 years. That's 20 in the course of your life. A work quake is like a jolt or a disruption where you're either forced to or you choose to reimagine what you do.
And maybe I'm just too old school. When I see a resume, and somebody hands me a resume of potential people we're going to hire, and I see that they've bopped around for the last 5 years or 6 years, and they've been at 4 places in 5 years, I think, is there a problem here?
That's because you're of a certain age. That's 4 and 5 resumes where people are making, compared to what the new workforce is. The problem is that we've had a kind of definition of success that applied only to a certain kind of worker. And this new workforce is having a different way of looking.
Two sides of this. Let's talk about the worker in terms of what it means to find a meaningful role. But then also let's talk about the mindset of the employer or the person hiring, like myself in certain cases, looking at the resume, and maybe I need to rethink it, if that's what you're saying.
Right. So let's start with the worker, okay? So here's how to think about it. 6 in 10 millennials say meaning is more important than their parents. 9 out of 10 workers say they're willing to give up a quarter of their lifetime earnings in order to find work that's meaning. And so the question is, 20 times
in your life... It's going to take meaning over money.
Meaning over means, right, is the way that I talk about it, okay? So the question is, if you are in a work quake, what do you do? And here's what I learned by talking to people who are happy with work. The people who are most fulfilled, they don't just climb, they also dig. They do what I call personal archaeology and identify what did they learn from their parents? What's this scripture that they inherited about work? And where are they now? So ask yourself a series of questions like, what are the upsides and downsides you learned from your parents? Number 1 upside, hard work. Young workers want to work. Number 1 downside, overwork, followed by unhappiness and strain on your family. This right there explains what's going on, is that the workers want meaning and balance. Here's how I think about it, Kelly, right? I think about it as a formula. Work equals numbers plus words. 2/3 of the way we talk about work, and on this channel maybe more, is about numbers. Productivity, efficiency, hours, profit, loss, stock price. When you talk to workers, as I've been doing now for 6 years, 2/3 of the way they talk about it is words. Happiness, meaning, growth, development. And until we sync these two sides of the formula off, we're going to have what we have, which is come back to work. I'm not coming back to work. That tension is what's going on.
Is there something different going on, though, in the U.S. than there is in the rest of the world? And one of the things you've seen, clear sign of this to me, is the in-office versus work-from-home post-pandemic universe.
Correct.
You go to Europe, you go to Asia, go to other parts of the world, everybody's back in the office, right? You come to the United States, and it's, Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it is. And is there something going on in this culture that is fundamentally different, or is someone not gotten the memo, or what?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This has always been a culture that is focused on personal identity, and our identities are built around the idea.
Millennial in the dictionary to see exactly what
the next generation. I see what's happening, but
I'm wondering exactly
what
they're like. I mean, this is a shock to you that they don't want to do anything.
Well, they want to work. I think it's fair to say they want to work.
They want to work from home, experiential, to go out on the hoverboard and get some more apps and get on the,
Yeah, I mean, Satya Nadella said, like, I can't have meetings anymore. I've got to have
ask the parents for more money.
Experiences. So
and I stay another couple months.
So I think that this generational change is what's happening, because they're looking at success in a different way.
Okay, can you just flip it around though from the employer side? Okay, so the next time I'm looking at a resume,
yes.
Am I supposed to? I still think I'm supposed to give more value to the person who's been at the job for 4 or 5 years than the person who's been at the job for a year and a half and went to 3 others, or not? You tell me.
Employers that meet the needs of their employees, whether it's flexibility or communication or balance.
The flexibility to leave the job after a year and a half?
No, the flexibility to work with you on creating a job that gives them what they want. They will stay if you have what I call a meaning agenda.
Right.
So the way to think about this is that we are in this meaning moment, okay? The companies have to meet the moment, and their employees will stay.